Welcome to TeaHC, the loafing and relaxation show. Brought to you today by no sponsors, but that's alright. I'm your host, Anthony, and today I'm joined by my co-host, William. How are you today, William?
Hi again.
Oh, okay. You're doing good?
He rose from the dead.
Yeah, look at him. I'm also extremely happy to have our guest again, Greg, for our podcast. How are you doing today, Greg?
Woo! Pretty good.
Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, man, look at that.
It's been so long since I've seen you.
I know, right? Been forever, literally. But we're here again, second episode, so cheers. You know, I'm pretty happy about that.
I
Getting
don't
pretty.
have my tea, so here's a vape.
Oh, okay. Yeah. True.
What happened to the
I
tea?
finished it.
Well, okay, finishing the
I've
tea
had
pretty
two,
early.
and I was like, it's gonna go right through me.
So today on THC, we're not going to talk about too much, except for a little bit of old news I'd like to get your opinion on. So I think it's been probably 3 or 2 weeks about Trump's inauguration. I'd like to hear your opinions about that. I know that the RCMP at Washington, D.C. really made their stance clear on how Canada feels about it during the inauguration. I don't know if you guys heard about that. That was some pretty spicy news.
No.
Well, basically, for some people who don't know, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police is kind of the FBI's version in Canada. And they were in Washington, D.C. during the parade. And every time there's been a type of inauguration for president, they would salute. Like, that's what they did for both times that Barack Obama was nominated and whatever that word is. When they did it for Trump, they did not salute. And they claimed they just had a bad view and couldn't see him. But the fact that they didn't salute really shows Canada's point of view and how they feel about the whole situation. And it's totally true, apparently. I mean, CBC and CTV have done huge news reports on this whole thing, just for a little thing like a salute. But that salute meant a lot.
I don't know. To me, it feels unreal. Like, the fact that he... Did you see... there was this girl who went on trial 2 weeks ago because she was supposed to become the Secretary General.
Okay.
Which is the right, except for the vice president, she's the right hand man for legal stuff.
Oh, really?
Okay. So if let's say the president, says he wants something done, it has to go through that person.
Okay.
It was supposed to be her.
Yeah.
And then when asked, if the judge is she's pleading her case.
Yeah.
And he says if the president asks you something that would be unlawful, but would be in the best interest, would you do it? And then she says, I believe there's a legal way to do everything.
Yeah.
And I would stand my ground through the justice system.
Okay.
And because of that, she was denied because most of the things that Donald Trump has done so far are illegal.
Yeah, that go against that code that everyone must respect.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
Yeah, because executive orders mean they don't have to go through the whole system of getting approved and
yeah, it just goes straight to that person.
And it comes into action immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that's why he's been so successful already. He's been signing bills left, right, and center since the first day he's been in.
Yeah, because someone is saying you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Pretty much.
And you don't even have to go through all the fucking process that we put 100 years.
Yeah.
Or they've put 100 years. Fuck, we're not even
part of them. For people who don't know, we're in Canada.
No,
we don't have to deal with this shit.
But it's everywhere because people think it matters.
True. Very true. I completely agree with you on that, William.
And the Muslim ban,
yeah,
it's supposed to be an anti-terrorism, but 98% of all terrorism attacks were made by people who are from those countries, who aren't from the countries they banned, and at the time were legal residing United States citizens.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the whole Islamophobia phase that it's been pretty much known as, I feel like that's totally ridiculous, and I don't understand how this is happening in 2017.
Dude, just Islamophobia, sexism. Today, I was denied a job interview because they were looking only for a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's bad. That's sexist, right there.
And it's not it's not because only girls can do it or it appeals just to girls, to make them more comfortable. It was just because the woman said, guys, they don't clean up and they kind of just do the job. They don't make it a living or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You could like sue that girl. You could. I don't know who the fuck she is. She a bitch.
I'm just like if I was down in the ditch and like I haven't eaten in months, like, and she wouldn't even give a chance. She was just like, no, I've had guys before. I just know how they work. And I'm like, okay, but if someone said that about a girl, like she would be writing blog posts on Tumblr, and like there would be a fit, and people would be at your door, and I'm like,
yeah, man. CTV would make a fucking news cast about it. Man, I'm telling you, that's wild.
And like I understand that, like, okay, if you have like storefront and you want girls because yes, okay, it'll make guys more likely to buy stuff. That doesn't make it that guys are incapable of doing the job. That's not an excuse.
That's definitely judgment, sexism, whole bunch of things that I feel like aren't right at all.
Like, what if it was, what if everybody was genderless, okay? But then, you just happen to have 5, I don't know, Muslim workers. Yeah. And, they were all inconsistent in work, and you get, like, one, I don't know, what's a really hardworking, stereotypical...
I feel like, I don't know. We'll just say, for the example, let's say an Asian, because they're really smart, Let's just say.
Stereotypical.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, and then you get one Asian descent, and then, like, best worker ever, and then the person leaves, she'll be like, nope, only looking for Asian people. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's definitely unfair. But I feel like, I like that you brought up this story, because it's really relevant to the whole situation on the socio-political side with Trump. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're just really banning that...
With all the marches that are going on about how underrepresentation and lack of like, you see the meme? It's like there's more women inside Beyonce than on Trump's cabinet.
Oh really?
Because Beyonce apparently is having twins.
Oh yeah.
And like his cabinet is like one girl, if not.
Oh none. Yeah. Fuck man. He should pull a Trudeau. And get like a really 50%. Diverse, awesome cabinet. Honestly, a lot of people have been shitting on Trudeau, Prime Minister here in Canada. But I feel like he's definitely doing a really good job of showing equality.
Not only that, there's a website. It's like Trudeau Promises or something. Okay. That kept track to everything he said during his campaign and where the progress is politically. Oh, really? Like what he lied about and what's not going to get done, what is getting done, and what has been done. And it's all online.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I like that.
And there's like 400 things, and it's all like, these things are definitely not going to happen. Yeah. And like for the first year, there was nothing bad. It was all happening.
Is legalizing marijuana on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Is it under the it won't happen, or is it under the it's in process?
In process. They say at the end of the year.
Yeah. They said they'll try to get the bill signed on April 20th. And I'm not lying about that because they announced that April 20th of last year.
Dude, and that'd be crazy.
Yeah, and especially since this is a podcast where we are talking about, cannabis and, we're doing cannabis and all this. I feel like if that actually happens, we'll definitely do a special podcast for it. Dude. Definitely.
For sure. I mean, 420 is a really special day to me. It would be even more special.
Mm-hmm. The bitch is now that they actually moved 420 to be a Monday schedule now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, well,
this is
school related.
I'm saying this is school related. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For Dawson,
but like it's messed up because they know that most students because originally what 420 is originally on what?
Let me check.
Okay. Well, anyways, Mondays are usually the busiest day at Dawson because it's most people have 3 or more classes on Mondays.
It's a Thursday.
Okay, it's on a Thursday. Most people.
On a Thursday
don't
have anything.
I don't know. More people will have classes on Mondays than they do on Thursdays, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Usually.
So the fact that they're doing that is clearly on purpose that they did this whole thing. And they know because, I mean, look at last semester. Yeah. Last semester, I did not go to one of my fucking classes on 420.
Yeah, that's true.
And
it was funny, too, because
I was hanging out with you.
Yeah, he was hanging out with me, and I didn't know you yet.
That's why.
But... I remember, because last year was such a fucking fiasco. I even remember clearly, like as if it was yesterday, there was teachers chasing down students in the hall to return papers and hand in papers. Because the teachers knew the student isn't going to show up for class. So they were outside of the class chasing people. I'm like, never before seen. So I think it was purely purpose.
That's a Monday schedule. That means I have RM.
Oh shit.
Well, since I have night school, I mean, I don't really care because like during the day I can do whatever I want.
It's not that bad for me because on Mondays my last class is a class that's like, I'm gonna say optional to go to, because it's like it's a discussion class and it's like I know people that get the notes off us. Unless he is a total prick and does an assignment due that day.
True.
In which case I'm gonna catch me outside, you know.
Yeah, I know. But to get back on topic, Greg, I'd like to hear your opinions about Trump's inauguration. What do you think?
Well, I'm not one for politics, but
true.
Hearing about this situation with the job interview kind of reminds me of just work in general for me, because I have a job, but I work Fridays and Saturdays. Now, it's very different, the staff. On Fridays, you have a lot more older people, primarily people between our parents' ages. And on weekends, it's obviously more people our age. And I'm just one of the lucky cases that works both on a Friday and on a Saturday. So I get to experience both sides. And you could seriously see, like, okay, this isn't, feminism is more like a youth thing that, like, they just do not trust us. Like, when I'm, like, with the adults, like, I'm doing my shift, whatever, no one will even come and check on me. They're all worried. And they're more supervisors during the week. On weekends,
okay.
Yeah, and on weekends it's only 2, and I guarantee one time in my shift they're gonna check on us because they just feel we're not gonna do anything. Yeah. And especially the boys, actually, like they expect a lot less from the boys. They're like, yeah, they're mostly fuck ups, and it's just like it takes one guy to just ruin a whole category of people, you know.
True. And I feel like that's happened really recently with all the crazy stuff that has happened in America, even before Trump was even elected. Yeah. Like, I think I'm really not sure, but I know there was like a shooting that did involve someone of Islamic descent. I don't know if this was a super popular case or not, but yeah, definitely, because that happened super recently.
The one in Quebec, right?
No, this is beforehand. This is before Trump was elected, like before the big polls that happened in November. Yeah, someone of like Islamic descent did a shooting, and that reinstated the fear in America about Islamophobia. And the fact that it happened so recently, right before the elections, I feel like a lot of people are kind of like, yes, Trump, you're doing a good thing, because we want this type of stuff to happen. Yeah, but it really only takes one person, like what Greg said. So I think it's such a touchy subject, and it's so shitty that it's happening in the 21st century.
You know how many people get shot in the States? It's crazy. Like, over 12 people are going to get shot today in the States.
Oh, yeah.
12 people. Yeah, no, Jansen, there's like 1,500 murder cases by a gun per year.
That's so wild.
It's absolutely nuts. And it's like, oh yeah, it's because, you know, you're giving guns to immigrants. But like, if you just didn't have a fucking gun, you can't fucking shoot someone, no?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, as someone who has actually lived in the U.S., I find that definitely it's not the weapon itself. Like, let's say it's a pistol. It's not the weapon itself. It's not the pistol itself that's really going to do any damage. It's really the person behind it. Yeah. And I feel like if you don't have that person behind it, the weapon can't do anything.
But with that logic, it's just like, okay, say we didn't have gun stores, and you really had to go to a special place to get a gun.
Yeah, like it was a lot harder to get one.
Like in Canada?
Yeah, like for hunting purposes or whatever. Like, there's no... most people argue, okay, well, I want one for my house for protection. Okay, but the killer's going to go and get one at the exact same place. You know? Like, or from someone sketchy who got it from eventually one of these places, you know? And it's just like, if we didn't have any of it, you know, like, why are guns so easy to get? Why?
They want to reduce the regulations and like the loopholes of getting a gun. Yeah. Like, they want to make it so you almost don't have to register. You don't have to be a legal adult.
It's a right. Yeah. You know. So yeah.
And like it would be like buying fucking toilet paper. You could go yourself a gun.
Yeah, true.
If you have like $300, you can get a pistol.
That's just like it's basically the right to shoot someone at that point. Like, just give them rights. Like, yeah, murder's legal now. We don't care.
That's
like,
not the fucking 17th century, and that's when the law was written.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's definitely gonna. I don't know if there's people from the U.S. who are gonna see this. Maybe some of my friends in California are gonna see this.
Veronica?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Veronica was actually born in Potsdam in New York, so she is technically American, but I don't think she really identifies herself as an American, though. I know some part of her family is American, but I guess we haven't really talked about that much, so I don't really know her views on the whole subject. But it's really interesting you bring that up, because I know a lot of people who may be, I guess, more conservative or more Republican might think that the laws should not be updated because they just are that. But the fact that they were written in the 17th, like you said, and now it's the 21st century, I feel like these are things we need to update. Just like the French language, for example, needs an update. Because there's so many, like, problems with it, and it needs to be updated. Things need to be updated so they could function in the world that we live in right now.
Well, it's really funny you say that. Just today, I saw this video about like ADHD. Okay. And like, it's really split about people who think it's overdiagnosed or underdiagnosed. Okay. And like 20 years ago, they were having the discussion of, depression is just a choice. It's not a disorder. Okay. And like today, we're having that discussion about ADHD. Yeah. And like in 20 years from now, we're all gonna laugh about it. Just like in 30 years from now, who knows what we're gonna look back on and say, Jesus Christ, what the fuck were we thinking? Yeah, that's true. And I think this is one of those things
that is happening right now. Yeah,
yeah. The whole Trump thing, the whole keeping laws that are nonsensical. Yeah. And gosh, you're not even like they don't even teach laws in school.
Yeah, true. I feel like a lot of people need to know more about the surroundings and more about what's affecting them in today.
As I said multiple times, one of my favorite classes I ever took in Dawson was sociology of education. Okay. And purely because it talks about all kinds of stuff like that, like these laws that they don't teach us in school, just the whole school system itself is outdated as all hell. And I feel like that's where we need to start, because if we're educating our future generation, which is the most important thing we could do right now, this will resolve a lot of freaking problems. Like I don't know all this stuff, and it's like I learned it through word of mouth or whatever, or the internet. But even that's not a very resourceful source. Yeah, dodgy, man. Yeah, and it's just stupid. Like, we were made to go to school to prep us for factory work. Like, it has nothing to do with what life is currently at.
Yeah, true.
In Denmark, they have a teacher for every 5 students. But they pay 70% taxes. Yeah. That's crazy. In the States, they pay, I think it's $35,000 per semester at a medium-sized school. We're so fucking lucky. Yeah. And like you said yourself, you're in a prestigious program.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, for people who haven't seen the first episode, which I recommend you go see. I'm in a really I would say it's almost world-renowned program, because there's a lot of people who I guess have immigrated to Quebec to be part of the program I'm in, which is illustration and design at Dawson. And I feel it's really prestigious, and I feel like that, because I mean, especially that there's loads of people who I guess have immigrated into my program, literally. When this happened, they were so fucking scared that they would be deported. And I'm like, you're in Canada, you're safe, but still, we have some Korean, we have some Chinese, we have some Polish, we have some German and Russian students, and they're so freaking scared that if they do something wrong, they'll be deported. And I'm like, that's created such a crazy fear.
Isn't Donald Trump Polish?
No, I think
his grandfather immigrated here during the Polish thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably from, I think they said his family is Bavarian or German, around that area.
Something like that. Yeah. But about your program, I'm guessing you pay next to nothing.
Mm-hmm. Which is great, which is totally fun, because I mean, I guess that was the reason why I moved back here, is so I could go to a really nice art program and not pay as much as I would in Europe, for example, so pretty freaking happy.
Depending where you are in Europe. I mean, I think schools free in Serbia. Even if you're an immigrant, they'll even pay you almost $5,000 per semester to live there and study there.
Yeah, true.
But it's fucking Serbia.
I think I think it was Finland, the place we looked at, had
the best schools.
Yeah, the best schools. They have shorter weeks of school, no homework, and they focus, instead of individual work and standardized testing. It's all about cooperation, which makes sense in a workforce because it should never just be. It should always be a team effort. One brain's better than. Multiple brains are better than one. See, I can't even do it on my own.
Yeah.
And like, it's so outdated. Or standardized testing just doesn't work. They're like feeding you stuff to memorize that you're not going to memorize in long term.
Yeah.
It's just to get a mark that's completely irrelevant, to give you an R score that doesn't show you how smart you are in your field. It shows you how dumb you were and everything you didn't want to fucking learn, you know?
Compared to your other dumbass teammates.
Yeah. And it becomes a competition, and it's not focusing on cooperation. It's a competition. School is one big dog pen or whatever. Like
like okay, I see what you mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's
but
just, fuck.
I guess really to end this really enormous topic.
Well, it's important, man.
Yeah, I definitely totally agree with you. But I really want to end this topic with a story of mine because, like I mentioned to you guys when you walked in through my front door, the really bad ice storm made a neighbor of mine down my street who was like, she's an elderly woman. She's like, I'll pay you like money so you could like shovel my driveway. And I did half of it because it was fucking covered in ice because you know that ice storm. But she's incredibly, I guess, aged. She's 80 years old, but yet she's able to function, and she's really great for someone who's 80 years old. But she did tell me that some kid who's 19, you know, around our age, was refused to go to a competition in boxing that would later lead him up to go into the Olympics because he came from like an Islamic or like Iraqi descent.
Jesus Christ.
And because he tried crossing the border, they refused him. And it's created, and the thing is, it's not like his passport was outdated. He had all the papers necessary. They just refused him because they thought he would be a possible threat. And that probably costed him the chance of entering the Olympics for Canada.
And that could change his life, you know?
Exactly. And that's why my neighbor of 80 years old told me the fact that Trump is doing these things will definitely be one of two things. It'll either bring the world down or bring it up. He'll be so bad that people will want to revolt and do a revolution and kind of make their own constitution and be able to like do all these good things, or it could go the other way where nothing's gonna get done and it's just gonna go downhill, you know? And she's really wise for saying that because I'm guessing at 80 years old, you've seen a ton of stuff, you know? I mean, and the fact that she told me that really started to make me think, and is why I guess I brought up this subject today.
I don't think there's like... I kind of think it might happen because, I mean, Bush, he fucked things up too.
Yeah.
And people kind of sat on it. They didn't really like do anything. And people were saying like that was like one of the worst things that like had ever happened. But like unless it's really that bad, I don't think people are just gonna sit on it, because if they just sit on it, we're just delaying the inevitable.
True. Very true.
And fuck.
And I think that's I think that's why a lot of people. I think you said it perfectly, William. Honestly, I think it is the inevitable. Something's going to happen. We're just not sure what.
We're almost in the 2020s, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, we are in the future. Like, let's fucking do something about it.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, though, like, look at the statistics. Who voted for Trump?
True.
Educated white people. Females voted for Trump. Educated white females voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Highly educated.
Yeah.
Not just high school graduates.
Yeah.
People with like GPAs. And
clearly,
stuff like
there's
that.
something we're not seeing. Like, I don't have a side. I'm not pro Trump. I'm not against Trump. Quite frankly, until it starts becoming
a problem.
A problem that I don't see getting any better. Yes, there's problems now, but I do think there's still ways to resolve them.
Yeah.
A bullet in the head, maybe. But anyways,
that's your own opinion, you know?
But no, this is just my opinion. Like, we've had shit presidents before, and like,
we're gonna
you get out of it. You know, they're not all gonna be great presidents. You know, but
I feel like the world has seen worse.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know, it's just
in a way, though. I mean, yes, it kind of split America, but it also brought people together that he voted in. You know?
People have spoken, like they said.
You know.
I wonder, like, you know how everyone, like, you saw online, like, oh, if Trump gets elected, moving to Canada. Like, was there a rise of immigration?
The immigration website from America. Excuse me.
Oh, I spoken too much.
The immigration website crashed for about like 24 hours or something.
Yeah.
But Like, did people actually, like...
attempt? Yeah. They definitely did. And I feel like, I mean, we're all part of that same group chat, the Band of Misfit Toys, in Facebook. I remember when fucking Trump was elected, our group chat exploded with everything to do with the immigration website. Yo, that was such a wild night. No joke. It was pretty wild. It was pretty crazy.
But, like you say, about teaching, like, the next generation, I would give up. Like, if I had the chance, I would give up finishing my degree to, like, go in some country and, like, be a teacher if I really could.
Yeah.
I don't even care if I'm getting fucking pennies or however they're paid. Like,
mm-hmm.
if I'm able to live and be in contact with literal people who are supposed to change the world,
mm-hmm.
like...
Yeah, I've never been one to care too much about that, like, money or anything when it comes to a job.
Or even, like,
if you love what you're doing, you know, it's whatever. If you feel you're making a difference in life, it's whatever. Honestly, like, teachers deserve the biggest paychecks.
Yeah.
Because, no, they're not necessarily saving lives like a doctor, but these guys are the ones that could literally make the difference in the next generation. Like, if they say Islamics are bad and they are raised thinking this, it's just how it is. That's why a lot of time racist kids have racist parents. You know, it's same theory. It's just it's an authority thing. Like there's like an experiment on that, like how far authority could like get you to do something.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about like the experiment with like some people are guards and some people are prisoners?
There's that one.
But it's the one that came before that.
I'm talking about the one where there's a guy in a room and they can't see the guy, but they're told he's in a chair, and every time he answers a question wrong, he gets electrocuted. They push the button, and there's a scientist in the room. The scientist is an actor, and the guy in the chair, there is none. It's just an automated voice thing.
They don't see him.
Yeah.
They don't see him, though. So,
it's pre-recorded.
Okay,
it's to see how far you will go with authority. So they start for like 1, and by the time they get to like 5, the guy like stops screaming when he gets electrocuted, like as if he's like practically dead or passed out. And the guy would just keep saying, no, he's fine, just keep going. If he doesn't answer the question, it's an automatic fail, and you just electrocute him to the next level. And like most of the people, I think there was only 1 that quit like right away. The other ones went all the way up to 10.
Yeah. I think out of 10 people, 9 people listened to the fake scientist just to show how far authority could go. And that really shows a lot about today's society, I find. Even though this was done in like the 60s or early 70s.
The one you're talking about is the prison. It's the university, right?
Yeah, the university one.
They turned their basement into like a prison, and they left the...
Some people were guards, and some people... And like they just said, like, as long as the red light is not on, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And like they were in charge of discipline, of food times, of everything.
Yeah.
Which was really funny. I wouldn't say funny because definitely that caused a lot of psychological debate about. But it was interesting because there was 13 people, let's say. 10 people were prisoners, 3 people were guards. The prisoners definitely could have taken over the guards, but just because they were pretending to be guards showed an authoritarian thing, you know?
But I mean, if you're the prisoner, you have more of a sense of like, you know, this is just an experiment.
Yeah, true.
When I think if you're put in a position of power, it kind of overcomes like, you know, you get in that space of like, you know, I get to choose if this is right or wrong.
Yeah.
And
it's really educated of you guys to bring up those experiments because it's so relevant of today. I feel like it's perfect. It's a perfect way of summing it up.
I feel like college is finally useful.
Yeah, finally.
Well, some of this I did learn in college. I took sociology too, but not of education. But that does sound good.
What we're talking about falls more under like general psychology and normal psychology.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like it's a really good discussion to have, and if you've not really thought about it, I think you should talk to your friends and really come up with an opinion about it. Because now more than ever, people are really gonna have to craft their own ideas and become less like sheep, and really start to think on their own.
Dude, what did I hear the other day? Oh yeah, what animal waits for its own death?
I'm guessing a sheep, because I just brought it up.
Exactly.
But why though? That's so interesting. Because they're just herd animals? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
They have to see a path to take. Mm-hmm. You have to lead them, you have to corral them. Yeah. You know, and they feel so secure inside their herd. Like, sheep is just the perfect example.
Yeah. It's a good point that you bring that up.
But I thought the answer was humans, because we have the whole prison system.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, that's like institutionally decided that if you were how long of if you back in the medieval days you had a dungeon.
Yeah, true.
Like if you
the earliest form of
executions, it doesn't matter if it was 6 months, you'd feed him, you'd take care of him, but you would make sure eventually that he would be dead.
Yeah, true.
And today, you put people in prison for like twice a lifetime, which is like 25 years or something.
Yeah.
And you feed him, and you make sure he's clothed, and you make sure he has a place to take a shit and take a shower.
Yeah.
But you just don't want him to live.
True. Yeah. Because I mean, it's like I feel like when you're at that stage, you're not even living. You're just kind of like prolonging some type of but because it's not living, you're not doing anything productive.
And just like you say, you could overcome the guards. There are so many more people than the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't.
The difference is they have guns.
True.
And I don't encourage prison riots, but
yeah. No, it's just very relevant to what we were just talking.
It's more of a global thing, like
the 1%. Like there's that 1%.
What's that quote? Okay, this is like it's not a YouTube video, but
the
president said this: if you make the poorest white man think he has more power than the richest black man, you can steal from his pockets directly.
Mm-hmm.
If not, lead him into battle, thinking you're doing the right thing. And if you put this power construct, no matter who you are, okay, if you don't see the bottom, but it's there, and you're good, you're not gonna change.
True.
One of my favorites is about the war. It's like because of how crazy weapons are getting now. There's like that famous quote. I don't know how World War III will be fought, but I know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah, because it's just not going to be anything left of us.
Man.
Yeah.
With only
even though, sorry to interrupt you, but even though that quote is so old, so freaking old, it's definitely perfect for today's situation.
With only, I think it's like 100 atomic bombs, we could fuck up the ecosystem so bad that everywhere would be fucked. Yeah,
and yet we have a lot more than that, probably 10 times as much as that.
You know how much the US has? 8,000 atomic bombs.
And only 100 would be able to throw off us. I mean, I don't know why there's so much, It's crazy.
Dude, it's
power hungry.
No. Look up the industrialized military complex.
Okay. What does that consist of?
It's a system of, okay, you got the government on one side, you have the military, and you have the industries making the stuff for the military.
Okay.
Guess who owns the industries?
The government.
Guess who owns the stuff?
The government.
So they pay themselves their own assets to create shit for themselves, and they can do it as much as they want.
That's fucking wild, dude.
Okay, I told you, right, how much they spend on their military budget?
They said it like
600 billion.
Yeah. Would that be for America or any?
That's the States.
Okay, just the States, yeah.
But that whole thing
alone, though. Fuck.
Yeah, holy cow.
That whole thing makes it so, they kind of pay for themselves. They pay for their own wars.
True.
And, they don't... the only people getting rich are the people who own the industries.
You're so right.
And they're in power.
Mm-hmm.
What was it I was going to say? Yeah, 100 bombs. That's all it would take.
And we have so much more. Just because they're making money off of it.
The States is 8,000 or 10,000, a ridiculous number. And then Russia has 3,000. Pakistan is 50. France has some. The UK has some.
Yeah.
Japan has some. China.
A lot of industrialized countries have them because I guess they're making money off of them creating it,
Just yesterday, my English teacher brought up how, there's still this big debate about pipelines.
Oh, yeah, the one that's in Dakota.
Alberta and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it came out this big public statement. One's not gonna happen. One is gonna happen, and one of them we're not sure.
Yeah.
And then he talked about how, for some people, that pipeline means putting food on the table.
True.
And he talks about how a lot of people are oh yeah, we're super against it because of the environment, but some people are relying to make sure they can still live there and have a job.
Yeah.
But that's so. Even though I completely understand that, and it doesn't affect me directly, that's so selfish.
Yeah.
Okay, you can change your situation if you really have to, but you can't change the environment.
True.
If you if we all pay the price for that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, let's say there's 100 people. Let's just say hypothetically, they create the pipeline. It creates new jobs. That means those 100 people, let's say, are able to live because of it. But the environment is affected by a lot more than just 100 people, you know?
Hey, and if a problem happens, you know, thousands, if not millions of people are going to be directly affected. And like, was that worth, you know, job sustainability for, let's say, 5 years or 10 years? Because in 20 years, we're not going to need that pipeline anymore. There's going to be no more.
Yeah. It's going to be fucked up, you know?
And 20 years is not that long. You're not even going to be 50.
Yeah.
Me neither. You neither.
I think I'm barely just going to break 40.
Like, okay, if we have kids right now, our kids are going to be at the same age. And in 20 years, they won't even be able to drive the cars that we drive.
True. Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like we're at the base of a huge mountain range for change, you know? Like, we're just starting. Whether the change is good or not, we're just at the beginning of it. And I think it really starts with Trump, you know? It depends really what he's going to do.
I'd like to get your opinion on something. So
All right.
Something that bugs me a lot is that every teacher I have is against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it... Like, I just want to know what side you're on. I personally hate the fact that they keep on bringing them up into the lectures for no reason, because it's obviously not on their planned schedule.
Yeah.
Especially last semester where he wasn't voted, but he was during the semester.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, a lot of my teachers just changed what they were teaching that day specifically to talk about Trump and how much they hated him and how he's, like, a bad president. Is it fair that, like, okay, so we're talking about how authority could influence you.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a problem with him before,
this
is the best way to explain it, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Teachers are just
laying
it down. He's a bad person. You should hate him, you know? And it's just like, I always found that so messed up that teachers keep saying, like, I have teachers too that try to be funny about it. They're like, oh, well, you know, well, Trump's president, so we'll see, or stuff like that. And it's just like, why would you say that? You know, like, what if there is Trump's president here? Now, say I'd feel neglected being in this class alone. Like, I feel like an outcast, you understand? So it's, I don't know. Like, what's your opinion on that? I just find it so stupid that an authority figure would have an opinion on that.
I get the whole, like, you know, bring a holistic environment. Yeah. Which I learned this last week. Means, like, you encompass, like, everything, a topic or whatever. But even if there were supporters in the class, I don't think, like, it's not in the curriculum. Like, if you really, something bothers you, like maybe they have a lonely life or something and they just really have to get off their chest, but there's a time
I feel if I could add on to what you're saying so you could finish your point later, I feel like the fact that the authoritarian figure, the teacher in this case, is voicing their opinion about that, it will affect you. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, if the teacher says, you know, he's a bad person, if someone, you know, didn't really think about it critically, might just go, oh yeah, you know, this teacher said it was bad, this teacher said it was bad, you know, my friends, they complain about it, whatever the TV says it's bad, like, you won't really get a critical aspect of it, or critical thinking point of view.
I feel like I got a different perspective on that, because I only had one teacher last semester who was really talking about it. It was my humanities teacher, of course, but the fact is because he's from Colorado, he studied there, so he's an American citizen, working in Canada, so I feel like he almost needed to talk about it because part of our curriculum was talking about politics and a bit of sociology in there, so I feel like it was really appropriate for him to bring it up. But was it needed? I don't think so. But I guess as an American citizen, he had some type of immoral struggle to really bring it out and talk about it, and it really raised a lot of eyebrows.
Maybe it's a bias.
It just becomes a matter of freedom of speech over brainwashing, you know? It's like,
definitely. Even though they may think they're doing the right thing, it could change people, you know?
Yeah. Like, no, I hate the people that would literally say, like, Hillary would have been better. It's like, but you don't know that.
True.
You know? Like,
that's too late.
No offense, but, like, you don't know that. You could see firsthand Trump does some bad things, and you have every right to not agree with it. But he did it, it's fine. But you can't say that Hillary would have been better. Yeah. There's no way to say that for sure, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I just hate the fact that they like force things on you.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to do Western Civ already. I don't want to hear about this shit. Like,
I know, right?
like fuck.
Since we are running up on time, we're getting close to finishing. I feel like we're just gonna open the floor to some last thoughts. I'll just pretty much say that, I feel like it's really interesting. I'd like to see the outcome of all this. And, I'm just really interested to hear other people's opinions about it, because even though the inauguration did happen like probably more than 3 weeks ago, it's still something that's really relative to today's news. And even us as Canadian citizens doing work and going to school in Canada, even though we're not in America, it is affecting us in some type of way. And I feel like a lot of people are getting annoyed that Canadians are talking about American politics, even though it's really bad that I guess we're really dipping our toes into the whole American thing. I feel like since we're such close neighbors, it's at least a discussion we to have once to see where we stand on it, if anything happens.
Yeah.
So tell me about your final thoughts.
I mean, we're their biggest trade partner. And
I think so, yeah.
Vice versa, and anything that happens to them, inherently we're gonna hear about it, or we're gonna feel the impacts. Like if they stop buying oil from us, okay, you're gonna see the supermarket and you're gonna be like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, true.
So I think it's important to talk about it once, and I'm not saying like you have to keep up to date, but just be fucking critical about it.
Yeah.
If someone said they were bad, it was bad because it triggered them, and you have pink hair, and you want to tell the world about feminism, then great, go for it.
Yeah, honestly.
But like.
Well, it's okay. You want to express it? That's cool. Go for it. But I mean, don't force anything on someone. Yeah. That's the reason why religion didn't work to get touchy, because people were always forcing it on people, and people didn't feel like they had this freedom of speech or the freedom of mind. To be fair, you know. I don't know. I'm just on the side of like what you like, do what you do. I'll make my own decisions.
Yeah, of course. You will voice your own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have really anything else to say, but I think very important discussion we just had, and I feel like
be kind to one another.
Be kind to one another, especially now in our times.
Peace, love, and pancakes, man.
Yeah, peace, love, and pancakes. Go for it.
Like,
but
I can't wait for the summer though.
Yeah.
More and more, I feel like I just want to stand in the street and like argue with people.
Yeah, because you can't do that during the winter. Nobody goes outside.
No one's gonna stay outside for like 4 hours with a sign.
Yeah.
True. It's fucking cold, mate.
Yeah, speaking of fucking Canadians, oh my god. But yeah, so I guess this has been TeaHC. We're signing off. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, take care, man.
Good discussion.